Alright, so I'm on the internet. This is the back of my laptop here. And I see this video that came out on, what is this, August 16th, 2011. And I'm shooting this on August 16th, 2011. This is a response to the ABC report. Jenna Marbles, the popular vlogger, joins the no grinding movement. The report on grinding or freak dancing, something they're declaring as the new forbidden move. Just watch the video. They say the New York Times reports a backlash on freak dancing. Oh, do tell. So we're gonna scroll on down and all right, just a second, like while you're watching this video, let's look at the headline. Not the title of the video, but what they're saying in the caption below. Stopping the new forbidden move. This kind of thing is far from new, way off. Insert random stock footage of rap videos, hip-hop videos, and even some foreign stuff that they probably don't even know is foreign. You know, and basically in foreign countries, you know, that kind of thing is, you know, so common to the point where it's traditional, thus making the United States of America look like a bunch of tight asses who don't understand anything, but they throw all their crap around anyway. They say from racy music videos to the Jersey Shore. And that's when you know it's really getting bad, when they have to throw the Jersey Shore in there. It's a real problem now, Mom and Dad. And they say grinding is everywhere. Grinding has been everywhere longer than most of us have been alive. And maybe that's what it is. Every generation they need to pick at something that is a threat or could potentially be a threat. But some of us know our history. We remember these things, and we remember when we were kids, they tried to scare us with a bunch of crap, and they didn't. Most of the times they didn't even scare the kids, they just scared the parents. We already had that, you know, we've had that crap shoved down our throats as kids. And then you want to talk to us about freak dancing, something that's been around since, you know, God knows when? Do you remember violent video games? Remember how much of an outrage that was in the 1990s? You remember when the video game Doom was big news, that first-person shooter? Do you remember when Mortal Kombat came out and how much of a huge deal that was? I mean, even in news reports now when they talk about violent video games, they're not talking about Halo, they're not talking about Call of Duty. They show clips, they show stock footage of Doom. Doom! I don't even remember how old I was when Doom got popular. I knew I was a little kid. Oh, and Mortal Kombat with all the blood. I remember when pencil lead, kids that were eating pencil lead was somewhat of a threat. I don't remember how far that went. But I'm pretty sure it made national news. I haven't even looked that up. I could be completely wrong about that. Yeah, and then they found out that it's not actually lead, it's carbon. You know, the same people who don't pay attention to things that they're taught, they just take moral issues and shove it in people's faces, and they turn like petty little things like that into politics. For example, global warming. You know, if you know basic earth science, you know that global warming is a possible thing. I don't care what political side you stand on. I think all politics is crap. Both sides of it, left wing, right wing, Democrats, Republicans. You're all about it's crap. I don't care about any of it. That's just my opinion. But you know, if you know basic earth science, you know that the planet is in trouble. I mean, if you want to, you can ignore that if you want. Twist it around as much as you want. But just do the right thing. Screw politics, and I'm digressing from my point. Getting back to it, they say that even Snooki is grinding a potted plant. I can just imagine like a Midwest mother, you know, some mother in the Midwest or some wherever, you know, talking about like, oh my goodness, Snooki is humping a potted plant. What if my little girl started humping a potted plant? I don't want my little girl to grow up to be like Snooki. I'm gonna have to take all the plants out of my house. And then they show a clip from the movie Knocked Up. They also neglected to mention that in the Knocked Up clip, not only were they doing like little freak dancing, they were drinking. Drinking. So now nobody wants to blame drinking for their problems. Remember a song called Blame It? Blame It on the Alcohol, Jamie Foxx, T-Pain, all that auto-tune and stuff like that. That song was about reality, real things, from the heart, from experience. And they say this freak dancing movement is taking dance floors, clubs, and high school gyms around the country, taking them over. Yeah, probably for about like, what, 60 years, probably longer than that. And then this guy who I can only assume, it's unsafe to assume, but I can only assume that he's like a school principal or somebody like that, is talking about, oh, we're not talking about the twist or Elvis's hips. Yes, 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 you are talking about the twist in Elvis's hips. Back in the days of the twist and Elvis's hips, and the Devil's music, Jerry Lee Lewis, back when rock and roll belonged to Negroes. Not to say that rock and roll belong to anybody, and I don't think rock and roll belongs to anybody or ever could belong to anybody. I don't agree with that at all, but I think you know where I'm getting at. Back in those days, that's what was sexy. That was what was sexual back then. That was what was causing like teenagers to like, you know, tear the seats out of movie theaters and set things on fire, and to have actual legitimate riots, not just like little disturbances, but actual like riots. I'm not talking about like, you know, disturbances and pop songs. I'm talking about actual riots. That was the hot shit back then. That was getting girls pregnant, and there was probably drinking involved. So you're saying we're not talking about the twist or Elvis's hips? Is that what you're saying, that we're not talking about that? Well, maybe you don't know what you're talking about. And they say, oh, it's reminiscent of the movie Footloose. This new thing is reminiscent of the movie Footloose? You mean the same Footloose that was released on February 7th, 1984? Then they use that soundbite from John Lithgow's character, basically letting us know that, you know, it's guys like this that are starting to, you know, run everything. And we're all okay with that. I mean, this anti-grinding movement, I mean, this press is really taking it seriously, this anti-grinding movement. I hope they're joking. I can only hope that they're joking, because this whole thing is really laughable. Now, now Jenna Marbles, I'm familiar with Jenna Marbles. I'm a fan of Jenna Marbles. I like her content. I follow her on YouTube. I think she's awesome. She's cool. Do you think she was doing that to get away from unwanted attention? So she's getting desired attention from the videos that she makes? All of this is coming off the top of my head right now, and a few notes on my laptop and from this news report. I mean, I don't really know what Jenna Marbles' motivation is. I just watch her videos and I like them. That's it. And like the funny face, this face, or whatever the face is, I can't. Nobody would run away from me if I did that shit. They'd probably want to see more, thinking I'm a fucking impressionist. They'd laugh at it. Fuck that. And, you know, I know what it's like, you know, to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. To say, like, you know, to know what it's like to be a woman. Yeah, I actually do know what it's like, or I try to figure out. I don't completely understand, but I do have an understanding. I have confidence in saying that. You know, because gay guys and drunken straight guys who turn gay, if there is such a thing as turning gay, do the same to me, and it's very aggressive, and it is uncomfortable sometimes, and, well, not sometimes, it's fucking uncomfortable. So I can kind of understand it, and it just seems like you can't even go to a club anymore without, you know, dudes, you know, rubbing their junk on your backside or whatever. Plus, you know, people are going to find a way around that face. Now that it's made national news, people are going to find a way around it. People are going to be like, oh, you made the Jenna Marbles face. Yeah, whatever. Let's dance. Or think of something a lot more aggressive. I don't know. I can't say that this is on the same level as, like, you know, threatening Mortal Kombat fatalities, ripping dudes' spines out, setting them on fire, and, what is it, punching their heads off and tearing out their hearts. But, I mean, people, you know, imitate wrestlers and, you know, kill their friends. You want to know what's real? MMA fighters. Try dealing with that. Do a report on that if you haven't already. What happened to being responsible? Forget freak dancing. That's old news. That's yesterday's paper. You know, be smart enough, be sober enough. Yeah, I said sober enough. I'm going to be that guy. I'm not completely against drinking, but I'm saying that just don't do it. Be responsible for your actions. All right? Don't say like, oh, he's drunk. He shouldn't have, he's drunk. He shouldn't have drove. No, he should have driven. He probably shouldn't have drank or drank that much. I don't even know the limits because I don't drink. I don't mess with it. But you can do other things. But if it does go that far, if your freak dancing does go far enough, chances are, if you're sober, you're going to find a smart way to get it on. Just because you go to a bar doesn't mean you have to get drunk. Just because you are getting intimate with a girl doesn't mean you have to, or whatever. I think you know what I'm getting at. But still, in this story, nobody blames it on the alcohol. Hasn't Jamie Foxx taught us anything? I mean, I know they're directing this to kids and they're not going to talk about alcohol, but maybe alcohol is an issue for some kids. It is an issue for some kids. I met my peers, my supposed peers, when I was 9 years old, were already drinking, and for some kids, even younger than that. Make a news story about that if you haven't already. And I'm pretty sure you haven't already. But freak dancing? Are you freaking serious? And then, of course, you know, they have the focus group and all this other stuff, and I mean, it's laughable. Just watch the video. Make a video. You don't have to be a famous YouTuber to make a video. I'm not even comfortable talking to a camera in a room by myself, but I'm doing it. Share it. You know, make a video response to this, make a video response to that news story, or Jenna Marbles' vlog, or whatever. By the way, watch Jenna Marbles. She's cool. She's funny. Yeah, do that. You can watch my stuff too. It helped. But this is why I can't watch the news anymore. I want to be aware of what's going on, but it's I don't even watch regular TV anymore because it's just as bad. Well, that was fun. I am no conspiracy theorist by any means, but wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if all this hubbub on the news about this freak dance and stuff like that had to do with the new remake of the movie Footloose is coming out soon? If that were to tie in somehow, that would be kind of funny. It's going to have people flock to it, even though everybody thinks that that new Footloose movie looks like crap and is going to be crap. Those previews are crap, but they're just previews. Wouldn't that be funny, though?